recording has started. Haha. Part 2. All right. So if you didn't see my stream earlier or the video that I will have released before this, I played Red Guardian by Kaji. I had actually played him earlier in the day, and I've seen him played a lot. So I decided, you know what, I only needed to do 2 games. So I played Red Guardian once. Had a good time with him. I would definitely say he's certainly up there, one of the more favorite ones that I've played. I don't know what happened the first time he went up for cast review, but for some reason he didn't get sealed, so that's fine. So this will be the second game I played tonight. I'm going to be trying out Deku. Now, I know very little about My Hero Academia. I have a friend who watches anime and has watched My Hero Academia. I used to feel weird about being my age and saying, "Oh, I have a friend who watches anime." I don't care anymore. I'm in the generation that grew up with anime. I every now and then, like, I haven't watched anime in forever, but I don't hate on people my age who watch anime. I don't care. That being said, I know very little about My Hero Academia. My understanding about Deku is that there was a character named All Might, I believe, and he I don't know what happened, but Deku got his power or something like that. And it's kind of like if I remember correctly, it's a power that like hurts him when he uses it, but it like powers up everybody else and maybe himself. I don't remember. Um, so yeah, I'm going in this also mostly blind as per usual. The only thing I looked at was to see what type of precon it is. He is aggression. I would have thought from my limited understanding of my hero is that I would have thought he would have been like a leadership character, but I guess not. Um, so I'm going to fill the gap, and Roz will be the leadership character. Roz is a lot like Miss America, who I played in the last game. Character who I'm considering very close to being released. She could honestly probably be released. The only card of hers that I feel could be considered too strong is her Wakandan, what is it, Wakanda something agent, something something. Not, oh yeah, the Wakanda jumpsuit. That's the one. Agent Wakanda is fun because it removes 2 threat each time you use a special on it. It could be a bit too strong, but honestly, it shouldn't be too bad. I think she could be released. That being said, anybody who ever plays her needs to know off the rip that she is a complicated character to play. I've got the obligations here. Get them shuffled. Hey, look, it's Crossbones. Let's get his fucking health. I could have done that while I was listening to music in the break. 6. Get his weapon. And let's start this game. We got a 6 and 5, right? Excellent. 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, for an aggression, he's got a lot of allies in here. And 6 for me. This will also be like the first time ever I've played a game where one of the characters beside me has a playmat, and I don't. What was me, right? WT fuck. All right, so what do we got here? So I see we got some custom allies in here. After he attacks, he gets stunned. Okay. Dynamite attacks deal damage to another enemy equal to his attack -2. So 1 damage. However, if you have cards on him, that means he might be 2 attack, 3 attack, or 4 attack, excuse me, 5 attack. The damage that he'd be doing was 2 or 3, is what I was referring to. And this guy, Toshinori Yagi. So this is All Might, right? If you want to understand, does not count towards your All Might limit. 1 for all generates an additional wild resource. Well, I need 1 for all then, don't I? And resource he generates 50. Okay. So I think her name is really Recovery Girl. Good superhero name. I think I'm going to get rid of these two. First off, they look like nerds. Second, I want to see about getting other cards. Eraserhead. This costs by 1 if you have a 1A. I will. His traits don't change on either side, huh? Maybe let's try to discard Eraserhead. Can't see effects discard. Okay. Simple stuff. I have a feeling this is going to be necessary because I think, yep, he hurts himself. So endurance is going to be extremely needed. How did I do over here? Dormelage is a must. Side by side can be discarded. Make the call can be discarded. Something wrong over here? What the shit? Did something happen to the table? What's going on here? Events. Okay, that fixed it. Well, that's something I need to keep in mind now. I might need to switch out the version of that. I think I can keep the other two. And then part of the setup is she gets a Wakanda upgrade from her deck and adds it to her hand. I'm probably going to have to take this. Just because reasons. I have a lot of good cards in my hand. All right. Anyways, first player, as always, goes to this deck. I don't know everything that I'm going to expect here because I'm going into it relatively blind. This needs a mental and fisty to get rid of. But we're going to go ahead and... Have an identity specific? No, I don't. Does she have an identity specific card? No. In that case, actually, I could have mulliganed that as well. And then use it to shuffle it back in. Alright, flipping the third. Price red for endurance. Get Toshinori out. Recovery Girl will just hang out with me for a little bit. I will take 2 damage to increase my attack by 2 and attack for 3. And that will end Deku's turn. Rosalind. Well, first off, that's a freebie. Triskelion is a good card to have. So let's get it out. Now I do not have the resources. Triskelion can stay in my hand. Bad. Bad. Conan jumpsuits. Flip. I will attack for 1. I'm not going to proc the special on here, but it doesn't matter because I don't have a target for it. That's an end her turn. So I already have some notes. 1, 2. Attacks Deku. These are I'm gonna I'm going to do nothing about this. Discard a support. I do not have a support, so suck my ass. 1 damage. Oh, crap. I have to discard a card from my hand. And then attacks Roz, who only has 1 defense. So she might as well not even block. Watch this do 1 damage. Watch this do 1 damage. Nope, it did 4. And she discards a card. Because doesn't it make you feel better? I should have gotten rid of this when I had the chance. I'm in hero form. Stunned. I grabbed the wrong one. Stunned. Place 1 threat on the main. Full auto. Discard. His attack right now is 1. No damage. First player moves over to Roz. Well, good news is Roz has stuff she can do now. I'm not going to be able to get rid of this because I'm not giving up on Thor. Thor is great. 1, 2, 3 for Thor. Now, honestly, Thor might not do anything until I get Sidekick. Also, I have Dormelage I sent out here for the no Dormelage I have drawn so far. I will attack for 1, and then Wakandan Jumpsuit to remove 2 threats. Thor is going to sit here and look pretty until I can start buffing her up because I do not even want to hurt her right now. She is a delicate snowflake. I'm half tempted to flip down because it's an uphill battle to keep threat off of the first game of this. All right. Deku, Deku, Deku. I'm going to deal 2 damage to get +2 attack. 2, 1, 2, 3. Wrong card. I have to shrink it down because that's always too big. Just like 5 pixels too big to fit in here. All right, Deku has a 3 attack right now, which means I can spend these. I'm stunned, so I will attack to knock this stunned off. I will spend 1, 2 for Detroit Smash to deal 1 damage to myself, and then I deal 9 damage to an enemy. I'm going to generate a fist resource to get this out. I kind of forgot that existed last time. And that will end his turn. Is it until the end of the round that he keeps this? End of the round, so he still has it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4. Yes, I got the gun. I can do stuff. Ooh, and I got the Inspired. I can do even more stuff. The gun and the Inspired, huh? This for the Inspired. These for the gun. I would like to get Triskelion out, though. God, I want to get Triskelion out. I might hold off on the gun. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on the gun, I think, and get Triskelion out. Anyways, 1, 2. Attacks poor Roz. Who, god damn it, she's going to have to discard a card because I still haven't gotten rid of that. I'm just going to take it. 2 damage. And a discard card. Attacks Deku. He's Toshinori's just going to sit around. Don't have a defense, do I? Tactic Thwart training. I will defend. I take no damage, and he gets a toughness. Encounter. I did place a threat. Yes, I did. I'm not going to flip down. His attack right now is 1, so no damage. I'm going to have to flip down. So I can't take damage to pay for abilities. So I can't do this. I've lost my 2 attack. Oh, damn, that actually sucks. Because I can't. I was going to use this and ready, but I only have 2 threat removal right now. One, 2 for combat training. And I have 2 resources. I'll use his resource and this to Gran Torino. So I get +1 attack until the end of the turn. I'm not going to bother putting it on there. Remove threat equal to my attack, so remove 3 threat. Readies. I'm going to flip. And I'm going to exhaust to discard. I will use this to heal. And that will end his turn. Now it's Roz. Roz needs to flip down soon as well. I think I might be fine without the gun. I'm going to knock off the tough. I mean, I can do things with Thor. She can attack. She's going to attack for 3. She would activate a special, but she can't. And then on her turn. Maria. Hey, there we go. Annika. That's what I'm looking at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Who the hell are you? Why do you look so goddamn stupid? All right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Attacks. Still got this fucking thing out there. I'm not going to be able to defend this. 2 damage. I discard a card. I have a love-hate relationship with helicarriers. Let's get rid of that. Encounter. Quick strikes. Misses. And this will push us. So inside 1 happens first. The 2 annoying ones. Well, they're all annoying, actually. All the weapons are annoying. And we get a new weapon. Combat knife. First player, she's going to need to flip. She is going to need to flip. Three for Annika. Annika, well, he has fucking retaliate now. She will remove one. I'm going to then use Dora Milaje to heal her by one and remove one threat from the scheme. I do not have the resources. I do not have a target for that. So I'm going to flip, heal for 3. And then search my deck for a Shield or Wakanda card. I will grab this, I think. It's either that or the ATM CP. And I think it's going to be... So I have one in here, 2, 3. Grab this. I grab this. I grab this. And end her turn. There's nothing for Thor to do. I still don't have sidekick, so I can't heal her yet. All right. Actually going to spend these 3 to get aggressive conditioning. I'm going to choose her to get an identity specific. It's an any card, right? Yep. I'm going to get my damn gun back. Nope, wrong deck. Thank you, Deku. I'm going to flip. What do I have here? That's Mental Fist, Energy, Mental Fist. I have fists for days. Fist mental to get rid of this. Energy mental for that one, which I can't do. I will take 2 damage. Actually, before I flipped as well, I could have used her to heal for 2. And then attack the Hydrojet Trooper. And then Moment of Triumph for 1 more health. Woohoo. Actually, no, I actually have more attack than that. That's 2 health. So this is base attack. If I remember correctly, it's 2-1-2. Right? So I have +2 attack from these. So that's 3, and then this gives him 2, yeah. He's exhausted. I've already used his resource and player face. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,000,000% smash. Sidekick, baby. Time to sidekick Thor up. 1, 2. Schemes for 1, 2. Attacks for 2. Taking it for 2. This and this. Discard no creative support I control. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Back to the mental fists again. All right, back over here. Why does he have 2 aggressive conditionings in his deck? So I can give somebody else aggressive conditioning? That's an interesting decision on a precon. And another endurance. To really make sure that you get those out. Also, I lose the 2 here. All right. So I have one of everything. I'm going to get rid of. Let's get rid of this. Energy and mental. Sorry, you don't get +3 health. And then mental and fist, mental and fist. I don't have any more mentals. It's all fist. I'm going to use his 2-3 to give her an aggressive conditioning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I should keep track of this. It's on her as well. So she's a 2-1-1 and a 3-star. Now she has that. And that's just interesting right now. All right. I'm going to take 2. Increase with 2. Attack for 5. And that will end his turn. All right. I'm actually going to heal, which will get me a Shield or Wakanda card. And I'm going to get my gun. I'm going to get my gun. Flip. Spend 2 on the gun. Spend 1 on the sidekick. Actually, I'll do the 1 on the sidekick beforehand. Let's start this over, actually. This, and this. So I'm still an alter ego. I haven't healed yet. 1, 2, 3. Let's spend this to sidekick. She will attack for 2, which will push him into the next stage for 28. This gets 2 more on it because I'm two-handing. It's all fine. Now, I heal. 1, 2, 3. This is when I get my gun. She heals for 2. I flip. I spend 2. I get gun. I spend 2. I get this. Also, when she activated, she would remove 2 threat because of this. Which also, well, actually, that would have happened before this came out. Now, Annika will attack for 2, Dormelage to heal her for 1, and use her special ability to remove 1 threat from this game. Which will also put a counter there. Ladies and gentlemen, I am mostly online now. Go on Roz's turn. 5 cards. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is all his hand. You spend this card, deal 2 damage, deals 2 fist resources. This turns it into wild. Okay. Attacks, machine gun for 3, ouch. And then the actual attack for 4. I'm going to have to defend. Does this motherfucker have, like, a defense card? I don't think so. Defend for 2. So 4 damage. Attacks over here to Roz, who actually has +1 threat removed. She will defend to at least knock this down a little bit. So she takes 3. She used a basic power, so she will... Also, this has 2. She'll remove 2. This gets a counter. Legions of Hydra. Now I'm playing without Madam Hydra in this one. This, I am in hero, so I get attacked. Goddamn. 4, so this is 2 damage. And then a base of 4. 5 damage. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, I could have done this. Hold on. Mockingbird to prevent 3 of that damage. So I get 3 health back. And then I get to resolve the special on one of my Wakanda cards. So I will remove 2 threat from his scheme. It gets this counter. All right. I do not have the resources to pay for Nick. So we will. Thor will remove 3 threat. And then gun. Elemental and fist. Screw it. Get rid of any of these because one's a range, one's piercing. Let's go to the piercing in case toughness ever comes up. I don't know if he has toughness or not. Annika will attack for 2. Dora Milaje to heal her and remove 1 threat. And yeah, we're here. I will take 1 damage to generate 2 resources for this. Full cowling. Is that supposed to be the thing in front of his face? So he gets +1 attack, and he loses 2. And +1 defense. I will spend both of these to Detroit Smash. Actually, I don't have to spend this. This and his resource to Detroit Smash. So take 1 damage. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. +4, so 10 damage. I will flip. I will heal for 2. And that will end his turn. Now, hey, it's Thor. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Attacks Roz 2 off the rip, and he's got a 3 attack. I think Annika's going to take this for me. I hate doing this, but Annika's got to take this for me. So this is base 3, 4 damage. It was going to defeat her anyways, but I just had to do that. Sorry, Annika. Schemes for 2, 4. He's getting a lot of boost icons on a lot of the cards he's trying to do. Doing schemes for 3. Let's take 2. Over here. Hey, he's got +1 recovery, so he has 4 recovery. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Flip. What the hell is this? To show attacks an enemy, stun an enemy, to show thwarts, confuse an enemy. Okay. 5. That is a hefty boy. So hefty that I am not playing him. I will use his resource, take 1 damage for 1 for all. Generate 3 for the UA high school. It's a good card. So is this. I'm going to get rid of both of these for this. Actually, wait, I do have this resource still, so I could have, since I knew beforehand, take this back. I cannot use Smash, so I cannot hurt myself while this is in play. Okay. I've done everything Deku can do. He has lived his best life. Let's see. Thor will thwart for 2 and activate my Wakanda jumpsuit to remove 2. And now that I've resolved a special, Thor costs 2 less. So it gets come to play. I will then spend 2 to train shots, deal 2 damage. Vibranium gun, 2 damage. 1 damage from Thor. 2 damage from Vibranium gun, 1 damage from Thor. I will then remove 3 threat off of main. And then deal 2 damage with gun. Thor will then attack for 3. Okay. First impressions of Deku. Izuki Midoriya? I don't know. I am extremely white. I'm too white to say his name. All right. Let's take a look here. Shoot style. One for all. Detroit Smash City. One for all. Gran Torino. Detroit Smash City. Do-do-do-do-do. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. First impressions of this. This is extremely strong in a lot of areas. First off, this is a personal question. Anybody who's ever played this, why would I ever use him to do anything? Unless something is forcing me to hurt him or exhaust him, he is just a support card with hit points. He is extremely strong. 3 cost for essentially a fist resource every turn, along with changing One for All, which you have 2 of them, into water resources. That is very, very versatile. He doesn't do shit. He's not. I'm not. You're never going to attack or thwart. Never a reason to. Unless you need to finish something off, you're never going to do that. Hell, you could play this leadership and bump up his hit points. Put a excuse me. You can put a what's it called? You could sidekick him. Give him 2 hit points. Get team training. Give him another hit point. Give him reinforced suit. Give him 2 more hit points. Then you can actually let him do things as well. He's extremely strong. The cost doesn't sway him. Doesn't sway the need to play him. The 3 pips of damage to do anything with him doesn't sway the urge to play him. He's just so fucking strong. The abilities on Deku. I like his abilities, honestly. I think his abilities are very appropriate for what I understand him to be. I think they're good. One thing I do have a note about is, should he be a student on both sides? Is he still a student when he's fighting crime? I understand that he kind of would be if he's like with another hero and they're teaching him the ropes of how to be a hero. I can understand him being a student technically. Um, I still don't think he should be a student on both sides. It seems like something he should be dropping when he's in hero form. I don't know what UA means. I don't know what I think 1A is probably what his class. So it also seems like something he should not have unless 1A is his hero team or something like that. Um, if it doesn't feel like he should have all that on both sides. Um, Also, you have a ton of empty space in his alter ego. You can fit a quote in there. Um, let's look at his upgrades real quick. So it's this, and support for that matter. This and this. Those are it. These are all events and resources. All right. Recover Girl. Actually, really like Recover Girl. I think she's. I think where I think Toshinori is borderline overpowered. Probably is overpowered. Recover Girl feels nice and strong and not overpowered at all. This one, removing smash. Actually, kind of like this. It feels good. It gives him another smash use, at least. I don't mind this card. I thought it was a bit weird at first when I looked at it. I think it's perfectly fine. This one, when you would deal damage, prevent one of that damage if it happens during attack. So you can't use it on this because you're not actually attacking when you use it on this. You are bumping up your power. So you'd only be using it for 1,000,000% smash or Detroit smash. There's only 2 cards you'd be using that on. So I feel like this is not all it could be. Because you can't use it on this. This is not attack. So this is kind of garbage, honestly. Yes, it would make Detroit Smash not hurt you at all. But it would only make this 4 and 4 difference between 4 and 5 is kind of negligible. What's this one? +1 thwarts and generate a mental resource. Yeah, this is good and strong. It's a good card. One for all. Let's look at next. I actually kind of like this. Take 2 damage for 3 resources. That can be wild. Detroit Smash. Okay, here's where we kind of get into it. In what world am I not going to take the 1 damage for 6 damage plus my attack? Yes, he starts with 1 attack. He can give himself 2 more attack at the low cost of 1 damage. You can get this for 1 attack. Yes, it would take away his ability to do this. You're almost certainly building aggression with him, which means you're going to be carrying combat training. You're going to be carrying aggressive conditioning. So he's probably going to have 3 attack the first time through. This is 2 for pretty much guaranteed 9 or 10 damage. This is so, and you have 3 of them. So fucking strong. You can also play it without spending any cards from your hand because you'll have this. You should have this. That's way too strong. 9% smash. Deal 5 damage to Deku. Deal damage to an enemy equal to double the amount of damage dealt this way. Plus Deku's attack. So you'd still get the full 10 damage that this would do. Because this is just preventing it. So all you have to do is deal damage, and then you can prevent. It still counts as you dealing 5 damage. So this is 4 for 13 damage. This is actually weaker than the Detroit Smash. Because the way how this is worded, you're doubling the amount of damage you do to yourself. So that's 10 damage plus the Deku's attack. Which would be, 13 in most cases, 13, 14, 15 damage. It's still extremely strong. It's not as strong as Detroit Smash, though. Shoot style. When you defend against attack, you get +3. Take no damage, deal 3 damage. This is just straight up the one defense card, isn't it? What's the defense card that does damage back? Jump flip does 2 threat removal. So powerful punch is riposte. Yeah, +2 defense. And this is doing +3. So here's kind of like the weird area for creating stuff is, as it stands right now, there is only one card in Marvel Champions that is +3 defense. 2 cards, excuse me. One's Expert Defense, which all it's doing is giving you +3 defense, and the other is Vine Shield, which is a group thing. And in order for him to do it, he has to be able to remove a growth counter. So on top of the 1 cost, he's removing a growth counter. And then the other one is campaign card, I think. Yeah, Swagger from the X-Men Mutant Genesis campaign. So this implies that Deku's shoot style is as strong as Groot's defense. It means it's stronger than any built-in defense that any character has, minus the characters that have, like Spider-Man, like prevent all damage, where they're just avoiding the damage. So this is extremely strong. That is very strong. Gran Torino's training. Deku gets +1 attack until the end of the turn, remove threat equal to your attack. So if he's set up with his 2 upgrades, you take your 2 damage, then you are removing 5 threat from a scheme. This isn't terrible. It's a fine card. Yeah. Whereas like these are definitely way too strong. This one can be extremely strong. This is fine. There was a card that I had a note on for the way how it was awarded as well. Let's see something as well. With another card. Or what was the card that I had? I've honestly forgotten what the card was. There's a weird thing happening where you are technically correct with saying does not count towards your ally limit, but you're also not. As the only characters that just say does not count towards your ally limit are the trickster cards. So whirlwinds, um, Titania, absorbing man. There's one more, right? And Zax. Every other instance of an ally not counting towards your ally limit, it names them. So I think this should still say Toshinori Yagi does not count towards your ally limit. Oh shit! One for all. It doesn't change sentimental. It generates an additional. Okay, that's my bad. I'm still gonna play this one more time. I thought it was changing the resources on one for all to wild. That's my bad. I misread it. Again, first time I play it. I do think though that this is supposed to be say his name does not count towards your ally limit. Toshinori Yagi. Does one for all need to be on another line? Or can it stay with the does not count towards ally limit? That's a weird thing. Is there anything else? You have a ton of empty space on some of these cards. I kind of wish you had quotes on here. The show ran or for what, like 6 seasons or something like that. There's probably plenty of quotes for you to get in there. Other than that, aesthetically, I mean, most of these look really good. There are some cards that this right here is a mess. This right here looks blurry, but I don't know if that's just from like the action. Or there's looking blurry at the end, but again, that's probably just from the way how they drew it. What's his enemies looking like here? Villainous. Hero should be lowercase. You don't uppercase hero. Should this be a... Oh, actually, that's kind of weird timing. I can't tell if that should have different wording on it or not. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Let me double check something here. Oh yeah, that's right. Her name was Aunt May. Okay, so Aunt May actually does say that. Just checking on some things real quick. Okay. All right. So no issue there. I thought maybe there's an issue, but there's not. All in all, I talked about his appearance. Materials. Hey, you had one of these. You don't have one of the fancy buttons like some of us have. For example, I don't think a lot of people have it though, honestly. Let's look at Miss America. This right here. This fun thing. Boom. Um, but yeah, you had a mat even, which is always awesome to see somebody who puts in the effort to make a map or mat for the players. Did you have an insert? No. I'd recommend doing an insert. Even if your concept is extremely easy to understand, I'd still always recommend having an insert. Uh, Partially, you can use it to fill in some backstory so that your players might understand why your character does what he does. Also, an insert will can help explain to somebody how characters should be played. Even if you don't need one to explain complex rules or anything like that, you should usually always have an insert. Um, I don't think I'd I don't know what I don't think I'd hold a point back off of that or anything like that. Theme, again, I barely know anything about the character. I know that I think that he hurts himself to use his powers, which is kind of a depressing thing. Your deck does adhere to that theme really well. Um, I was curious at first why he wanted to build aggression, but it makes sense since everything is based off of his attack. Um, mechanically, he's sound. Balanced, I think he is off of one game. I think he might be too strong. Um, I'm gonna test him again to make sure. Not tonight because I've already played one game tonight, and then this one. So probably tomorrow, or whenever I feel like getting her back around. I feel like he's too strong. I feel like these three cards right here are extremely strong. Um, this one less so. This one's less egregious than the other ones, but mainly because +3 defense is kind of one of those gray areas of would you say Deku should be considered as tough as Groot? Groot is kind of like the gold standard of what a tough character in Marvel is. Is Deku as strong, as tough as Groot? Um, that's the balance things that I have. Fun factor. Uh, Undecided. I think he is kind of fun, but I don't know if that kind of fun is coming from how strong he feels. Um, I do feel like some of them should be toned back a little bit. Um, but that's only off of one playthrough. I'll have to see how he handles other things. Roz, do I finalize Roz? I think she's perfectly fine. I think what I might do is maybe tweak a couple of her powers to make sure that because this builds up counters way too easily. So I might have to limit ways for this to get counters on it. I didn't use any of them, but either limit how it gets counters or up the cost of using the counters. Um, it's kind of all she needs, though. Yeah. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this portion of the stream there. So again, have a good morning /day/night wherever you may be. Stay safe out there because the world is a dangerous place. If you're here in America, be careful because the World Cup time is crazy. So stay safe in some of these big cities. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Become a subscriber. If you want to check out more custom content like Kaza's Deku, like Kaji's Red Guardian that I played earlier in the night, check out our Discord channel. I'll have a link in the description. That will actually be a link if I ever get verified by YouTube. Please fucking verify me. You can check out more content like this on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/theactualjackson. And yeah, with that being said, take it easy. Ciao.